about Clyde?
No, it's about my dad.
Well, look, this ain't the place. I've got my mum and dad asleep upstairs. Look, how about I run you back to your place on the back of my bike? I think it's all proper there, yeah?
All right.
Come in here. That's it. Sit down over there. Yeah?
I'm sorry, Pat. I didn't have anyone else I could turn to.
Pay the cab, will you, Frank? Right, let's have a look at you.
I can't.
Yes, you can. You didn't get that walking into a wall, did you?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Don't say anything. It's all right. You're safe now. Just sit there.
Pat, what's going on here, Don? I mean, what's happened to her?
Frank, questions can come later.
But, Pat, listen.
Come on, love.
He just kept hitting me.
It's all right. Frank, call the doctor.
Is anybody in?
No, he's working.
What's his name? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry.
It's all right, it's Michael.
Joe. Are you sure this has anything to do with Clyde?
No. I want to talk to you about what happened when my dad come to see you.
Listen, why don't you start in the beginning? From when your mum took you home.
Okay.
Nothing broken. Bit sharp, lot of bruising, but she'll be all right in a few days. She's got a rest, though.
It's time for us to talk, Pat. And I want some straight answers.
Right. The night we had that row, I went to an old aunt of mine.
What do you mean, old aunt?
A pub.
Where?
Does it matter where, Frank? Do you want me to tell you this or not? Lorraine was there with her husband.
What's his name?
I don't... Reg, I think.
I thought you said she was an old friend of yours. You were looking for someone to pick up, wasn't you?
Frank, I wanted to get away from you. I went somewhere I knew so I could sit and think. Lorraine was there with her husband. We chatted at the bar. She'd had a few and she told me what a bad time she was having. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered, but... I don't know, somehow she struck a chord. I gave her my phone number and said to get in touch if she ever needed help. Now you know as much as me.
Well, what does she do? I mean, should we let her husband know where she is?
She's a beautician. She works in a department store. I can't remember which one. It was her husband that did that to her.
What, and you went to this place on your own, did you?
Frank, I'm tired. I've told you what happened.
Have you?
Yes, I went on my own. I left on my own. That's a God's honest truth. I just wanted somewhere to get away from you after we had that row.
But I'll tell you what, Pat, I don't like this. I mean, I don't like this one little bit. You out there on your own?
Oh, come on. I know how to look after myself.
Yes, and I bet she thought she could as well.
They were all staring at me. And then when I told them, my dad, he didn't jump up and hit me or anything. He just sat there. He told me to leave and never contact them ever again. As far as they were concerned, I didn't exist. My mum was sorry. She wanted to help. But she had to do what he wanted. And he just wanted me to turn around and go straight back out again. When I left, I tried to give him this address as a contact point. But he wouldn't touch the piece of paper. So I left it on the arm of the sofa. That was it. Till you turned up.
Which means he must have kept the bit of paper. And when he saw me, he was obviously feeling different.
Does he want to see me, do you think?
He didn't mention it. But I think he will.
But when? Mark, I tried to talk to my dad, but I wasn't good at it. I mean, you've seen him, you know what he's like. But I did try.
Did your mum or your sister say anything?
Nah. Like I said, she guessed, and she was sorry, but she didn't fight it. In different ways, they both let me down.
When me and Rachel finish. And we will finish. I know that. Just like me and Diane. But when we do, I suppose that's when I want to turn to my family. Oh, I want to. God knows I want them to know. But I think that when I try and ask them for help, it'll be just like you. There won't be any. I mean, that's what stops me. I think that it's not the telling them, but what happens after.
Look, I think you better go. I'm feeling tired.
Right. Joe, are you sure the police didn't try and contact you about the murder?
No. How did the police know it was Clyde?
Someone saw it.
So why are you asking me?
Well, that someone happened to be Nick Cotton.
Nick, the junkie?
He saw it all from his bedroom.
Did he? Look, I never saw Clyde already, and I'd rather you didn't say anything, all right? You remember, Mark?
Yes.
We had some unfinished business, which we've just finished.
Oh, is everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Look, I better be off.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah. Take care.
You too, mate.
That's the third time that young man's cropped up. And you think it's about time you told me something?
Yeah. He came to see me about a murder.
What?
It seems that on the night I left, the governor of the local pub was found stabbed to death in the square. A young black guy named Clyde who used to work in the pub's been arrested. Mark's a mate of his. He come to ask if I'd seen anything.
And did you?
I told him no.
Yes, but did you? Joe?
Yeah. I just realised I did see something, but I can't say anything, can I?
Why not?
Because I have to be a witness. I have to stand up in court like I am and say my name, say why I didn't come forward before. And everything will come out, including you. The newspaper's hot on the trail. It'll be AIDS witness in love triangle. That's why I didn't say anything. Because you're going to be crucified. And you're all I've got.
Nice day for it. What? Dunno. Buying a pub, selling a flat. Who knows what the day will bring?
How about getting married?
What are you proposing?
You get married? Yeah.
But let's deal with the business side of things first. We haven't even heard from the brewery yet.
No, but by 11 o'clock this morning we will have. So some serious decisions have got to be taken and made. It's time you got yourself sorted, bruv.
Let's get the pub first, then we can sort out the personal side of things.
So long as it's on your list.
Well, who did that to you? Was it that bloke I saw you with?
I told him to get lost, so he demanded his value for money or a refund. And when I said I wouldn't oblige, he took it out on me with his fists. Oh, despite his respectable looking front, he didn't stop at me till I was down. And when I got up, I called you.
Could he have followed you here?
No, no one knows I'm here.
Listen, I'd rather my husband knew as little about this as possible. I've told him you're a beautician.
Some beautician?
And that you work in a department store, so if he mentions it, just...
Yeah, no, it's the least I can do. Although I don't see what you've got to lie about. You haven't done anything. Except help me, for which I'm grateful.
I just don't want him to know where I was the night I met you. I'd rather he thought I was somewhere a bit more...
What, refined?
Yeah.
Yeah, your secret's safe with me.
Oh, hang about. Don't get any wrong ideas. The only secret I've got is where I was. I left that place on my own, right?
Morning.
How long are you going to keep this up for? Well, I think you better tell me, Hattie, because otherwise you're going to slam this whole office to pieces.
You wouldn't be interested, Ian. You're a big man.
Oh, look, just tell me. Tell me what is wrong, then I can do something about it.
Nothing.
Well, it doesn't look like nothing to me.
Everything's fine. Steve has just decided to go to America, so everything's wonderful, thank you.
So what's that got to do with you and me?
Guess.
Just because I didn't offer him a job.
Just because you didn't offer him a job.
Well, all he's got to do is ask.
Well, he won't ask, will he? And you won't ask. And between you, you're sending him to America.
Oh, come on, Hattie, I think that's a little bit strong.
Yeah, all I know is that if he'd have got a job with you, this would never have come up. All I know is that for a man of your business ability, I am very disappointed.
I never give in.
Well, I might just have to go with him then. I mean it. You can get things without having to be hard all the time, you know. I never give in. What's wrong with being a bit more flexible now and again, eh? I mean, you wouldn't mind Steve working for you. You think it's good, don't you?
Yeah?
Well then, you would get what you want, and he would get what he wants. It's just a question of words in between. And for a man of your position, that seems pathetic.
How you feeling?
A bit better, thanks.
Good, good. Listen, do you want me to let your husband know where you are?
Sorry?
Your husband? I mean, I know he did that to you, so
Oh, no,
but sure.
no, thanks. It's all right. I'll do that myself in a little while, if that's all right.
Well, what about your kids? Wouldn't they be worried about you?
I haven't got any.
Reg, Janet, you're all men.
That's all right.
Look, where you met my wife the other night, where was that?
Where was it?
That's what I said, yeah.
It was in a pub in Islington. It's a nice place. My boss from the department store uses it. You know, it's the sort of place you can go and sit on your own and no one will bother you.
And is that where you was last night?
No. No, that was somewhere else. Somewhere I wish I hadn't gone.
Look, Frank, she doesn't want all these questions right now. Dr. Legg said she's got a rest. Why don't you get back to work?
Yeah, right. Right, okay, yeah.
Thanks for taking me in, Frank. I'm very grateful.
That was the least we could do.
Why didn't you tell me I had an husband? I nearly mucked it all up just then.
He's called Reg and he's the one that beat you up. Look, I think it would be best if you went back to your room for the rest of the day, out of harm's way. Well, you need the rest, don't you? Come on.
Queen Vic? Hello, Richard. I'm fine. Oh, well, that's great. That's really good news, thank you. Yeah, I know. You'll be hearing from our solicitors as soon as possible. We're as anxious as you. Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh, they've agreed to our offer. They've said yes!
Yes!
Oh, I can't believe it. It's real at last. It is real.
In-laws. I know exactly what I put in here, and I'll wash it 3 times. But will Pete sell it on his stall? Oh, no, it's not good enough. He'd rather get his own stuff in. Family, who needs them?
It's all we got.
Oh, you a philosopher?
Yeah, but it's true, isn't it? If you ain't got your family, you've had it. I mean, if they don't support you, who will?
Like me applying for my driving test, I mean.
No. I mean, say if Shell said something, or she did something that you really didn't like. You'd still love her, wouldn't you?
Why, what's she done? Apart from sheltering and running off with a man that's wanted for murder.
But that's what I mean. You still love her, don't you? Even though she went and did that.
Well, I don't know about that. Dust ain't settled on that one yet. What else she done? Here, pass us that fertiliser, will you?
I'm not saying she's done anything. I'm using her as an example.
Oh, a hypothetical.
Right. And there's been times when I've really wanted to strangle you, and you've really wanted to strangle me. But we still came back together as a family, didn't we? No matter what we done.
I think that's a bit oversimple. I mean, I'm not sure whether it's love that stops me strangling your mum, or whether it's the thought of getting my own breakfast the next morning.
I mean, could I tell you anything? Anything in the world, and you'd still stand by me?
You haven't become a Spurs supporter, have you?
It's not that bad, Dad.
Oh, it's not the Socs, is it? They're not harassing you?
No, Dad.
Don't tell me Rachel's pregnant. For God's sake, that'd really make my day.
Is that the most terrible thing that you could imagine?
Well, I wouldn't like stealing from my own family. I mean, I wouldn't like that one. You haven't done that, have you?
No. Not since I was a nipper.
Oh, I gave you a good hiding for it, if you remember.
Yeah.
Perhaps I should have given you a few more.
You reckon that would have brought us closer together?
Might have stopped us getting farther apart. What is that it, then? Have we finished with the hypothetical? Because I want to finish this.
Yeah, close.
Hey, listen. Do you really think if I took my driving test early it wouldn't go, you know? I mean, I can't make up my mind.
Cool.
What for?
Ed, you take it early. Tails, you don't.
Yeah, all right, then, go on. Only make it tails I do and heads I don't. I always get tails, see.
You want to know?
Yeah, go on.
Post early for Christmas.
Well done, my boy.
Oh, just the man I want to see.
Yeah?
Yeah, come inside, I'll buy you a drink.
Don't drink.
We'll have an orange juice in. Look, come on, I just want to talk to you.
About what?
Find out, come on in.
Oi, have you seen this?
What?
My scotch.
What about it?
Look at it.
Frank, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's gone down about 3 inches.
Had it marked, did you?
Pat, I know, but you saw me open a new bottle. Staying on me, darling, someone has been at my scotch.
Oh, she's had a tough time, Frank. A lot of shock.
Well, she ain't the only one.
Well, you sure about this? I don't want to do her an injustice.
Well, someone doesn't mind doing me one, babe.
Look, don't say anything to her. Leave it with me, all right?
I suppose I'll have to... Darling, how much longer she stays? She's gonna make me nervous.
Well, stay out of her way, then.
In my own house?
It won't be for long.
Maybe she's phoning for a cab. Look, I've got to go to work. Hide that for me somewhere where it won't evaporate.
Came and asked me, offered to double my money.
See, I told you ain't so bad, didn't I? In fact, he's been quite generous.
I'm worth every penny.
That's wonderful. So, we can see each other every day now?
I told you, I don't do the asking.
Yeah. Does this mean you're not going to go to America now?
Nah, not if this works out.
Good. I'm so glad.
Wait, nothing to do with you, you know. He hired me because of my great skill.
Couldn't agree more.
Just so you understand, I ain't obligated to anybody. What I get, I deserve.
You deserved it.
Hello, Pat... No, she's not here. Don't phone this number again. Feeling better?
Yeah, I had a long sleep.
Yeah, must be all that scotch you've been drinking.
What?
Look, don't come the innocent with me.
I came over all trembly.
So did my husband.
Sorry.
If you want a drink, ask.
Right. I didn't even really intend to have it.
And I thought you said nobody knew you was here.
They don't.
What about that phone call?
What phone call?
Well, I've just taken it asking for you.
Well, I don't know anything about it.
Well, if nobody knows you're here, how did he know to phone?
Ah, that was my brother Larry. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I rang him last night before I fell asleep to let him know I was all right.
All right, babes.
Oh, Frank. Yeah. Why don't you pop in the Vic tonight for a quiet drink together? Well, we haven't done that for a while, have we?
Yeah, fine. I've just got some paperwork to do, so.
I'll get your tea ready before I leave.
Yeah, great. Okay.
After we've had tea, you go back to bed. And no more phone calls, right? Hello. Hello, Ricky.
Look, I know how much you two want this place, and I think that buying it is a great idea for the two of you. But we sell our properties at the right price. We're not going to accept any old knockdown offer that comes along. Not just to get the deal moving. Agreed?
We all know that.
Yeah, well, maybe we do, but it ought to be said now. No jumping at the first offer that comes along. Not unless the money's right. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, now the mortgage on the pub will be in 2 names only. Your 2 names. The money that I'm putting in is strictly a loan between you and me. Now, you pay me back on a regular monthly basis, but I don't want no interest. Until then, I live here. But the pub is you two, and I earn my money down at the Arch just like I do now. Okay?
What, you're going to put your money in and you're taking nothing out?
Yeah, that's the idea. Is that acceptable?
Why?
Because the time has come, bro, for you to stand on your own 2 feet. That's what this is all about, really. It's your decisions, your heartbreaks, and your profits. Nothing to do with me. As of now, this is an entirely independent venture. Agreed?
Agreed.
Right, well, that's about all I've got to say, really.
Yeah, well, while we're about it, I'd like to have my 2 pennies worth. I'd like to propose that Sharon be the sole licensee, but that we share the mortgage until such time as one of us wishes to withdraw, or we're no longer a couple. So, is that acceptable?
What are you talking about, no longer a couple?
Well, you might go off me.
You don't have to talk some rubbish sometimes.
I just want you to feel safe and independent. So, is that acceptable?
Yes.
Good.
Everybody's making me offers I can't refuse.
Maybe it's your turn.
Right, well, if that's it, can we have a drink now?
Yeah, well, that's it for now. The rest is, it's up to you. Right. Well, here's to the SS Queen Victoria, sailed by Grant and Sharon.
Cheers.
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 Oh, hello, Steve. So I take it you're working normally now?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, good.
You ready?
Yeah. Thanks, Ian.
Oh. So what are you 2 up to tonight? You going out celebrating, going clubbing or something?
Oh, no, I've got to stay and babysit Kofi. My mum and dad are going to see Clyde's solicitors today, so Steve will just come round, won't you?
Well, enjoy yourselves then.
Yeah.
Thanks for the job, Ian.
Yeah, it was good of you.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, a lot of people say you're horrible, but I don't see it.
Well, for that backhanded compliment, I'll see you tomorrow. Bright and early. You hold it right there, young lady. Me and you have got to have words.
What about?
Well, I don't want to wait till the spring to get married. It doesn't seem appropriate anymore.
I agree.
What?
Well, you've done what you promised. Barring the formalities, you got me the pub. My name's following me mum and dad. That's all I want, really. Except you.
You know what you're saying.
I think I'm saying the same as you.
Did I tell you I've applied for my test for Christmas?
So, as soon after Christmas as possible, maybe even before.
What, like Arthur and his driving test?
Do you want to say something?
No, I think we should keep it to ourselves for the moment.
What about Phil?
No. Let's keep him in suspense just a little longer. Pat? Pat?
Where's Frank?
Still working, I think.
Has he said anything to you?
No, he hasn't been here all night.
Good. Now, I don't want you to take this personal, but I don't think you staying here at the moment's a very good idea. I've done everything I can for you, but I'm sorry. I want you out of here as soon as possible. Get yourself ready while I call a cab.
Why?
Well, apart from drinking our scotch and keeping in touch with your old mates by giving them this number, and don't you deny that again, because I answered the phone. That wasn't your brother.
Is that all?
Where do you want to go to?
I won't do it again, all right? I won't.
I want you out of here. You're dangerous. Nothing personal. You're dangerous.
What do you mean, dangerous?
Just take my word for it and go, please.
Oh, look, don't throw me out, Pat, please.
And don't make me feel guilty. I've done everything I can. It's the money for the cab.
What do you mean it's not personal? Of course it's personal. It's not only personal, it's stupid. Well, in fact, nothing personal, but it'd be a very stupid thing for you to do right now.
Oh, yeah? Why's that, then?
Well, you're very nicely set up here. It appears you've landed on your feet, considering where we met, so why spoil it now?
Look, will you get a move on, please? It's hard enough as it is.
No. If I were you, Pat, I'd be a little bit more patient. I mean, you don't want any upset, do you? Not just before Christmas. Season of goodwill. Now, wouldn't it be better if we all looked forward to spending a nice Christmas together while I got better? Wouldn't that be safer?
You little tart.
And what were you doing the other night, collecting butterflies?
I might have known it.
What, from where we met?
I'll give you an helping hand, you bite it off. Well, let me tell you something, darling. I don't blackmail. You're going, even if I have to chuck you out myself.
You're making a very great mistake, Pat, please.
I want you out now before I forget I'm a lady.
God, that's a laugh. If you're a lady, I must be a duchess.
Hey, everything all right, yeah?
Yes, Frank. Will you leave us for a minute, please?
No, don't go, Frank.
Leave us, Frank.
No!
Hey, hang on a minute. What am I doing here? Coming or going?
Well, I think you should stay. Considering your wife's just asked me to leave. Ain't that right, Pat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So before that moment arrives, well, I feel it's my duty to fill you in on one or two blanks of your wife's life.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Don't listen to her, Frank.
I want to hear what she has to say, Pat. Like what?
Like where your wife was the other night when she met me. And what she was doing there. You really want to know where we met? In a pickup joint. Where bored housewives rub shoulders with the pros, free meal and a quick lay. That's where your wife was the other night when she met me. Ain't that right, Pat?
I want you out of this house this instant. Pat, get a coat. Well, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Then if you're not gone, I'm going to use force to propel you through that door. Don't misunderstand me. I won't use unreasonable force, but I will propel you through that door to the other side. Now, you've got a choice. You either exit with or without assistance. But either way, you don't say another word.
I ain't got any money for a cab.
Life's a bitch. 1, 2.
Thank you, Frank. Frank, this is stupid. We've got rid of her, Frank. Can't we sit down and talk about this? Frank!